Theresa, thank you so much for allowing me to interrupt your day to get more awareness about downtown eastside in Vancouver and also the homelessness in Vancouver. If you want, tell us your name.
My name is Theresa Sarah Harding. I was born
Thank you.
in Peterborough, Ontario. I came out here 14 years ago, and it's my favorite city in all of Canada.
Awesome. And how did you get such beautiful hair?
It's a wig.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Awesome. So tell me, how did you end up in Vancouver?
I took a bus to Manitoba, and I didn't really like it that much, so I decided to travel more west, and I ended up in Chilliwack, and then I left Chilliwack and came to Vancouver.
Awesome. And today we're in the downtown east side,
Yeah.
one of the poorest neighborhoods in Canada. What's your perspective? What brings you to downtown east side?
Well, basically addiction and my mental health.
I understand. Okay. And did you want to maybe just, not anything personal, like just talk about what happened and how now you look great. How did you recover?
In recovery, but I still use. It's a long process.
Yeah. Okay. You're still a user, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a fentanyl addict.
Okay.
I smoke crystal meth sometimes.
Okay.
I drink occasionally. I do pretty much everything.
I understand. Okay.
I smoke. I don't eat enough. I don't sleep enough. There's not enough time in a day to get done what I got to do.
Yeah.
It's not something I like. You know what I mean? But
Sure.
it's just where I'm at.
I understand. Great. And you're managing, I guess, day to day.
Yes. Yeah.
Very nice. Right now, at the moment, you do have a place to stay?
Yes.
Oh, very
It's
good.
a small room. Like the rooms down here are really small, and they're infested with cockroaches, and they don't have the best staff to manage them. They don't have the right people in the right places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they tend to have people that how do I say this appropriately? That don't have any respect for addicts or our condition. They just look down on us, and they don't want to help us. If they wanted to solve the housing problem,
Yeah.
I know lots of spots, even just down in the industrial area, they could buy up and build high-rise condos and make appropriate housing.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. I agree 100%.
I think everybody should get together and sue the government for taking advantage of the situation of our addictions and our mental health.
Yeah.
And they pay us for what they're putting us through, which is staying in. You want me to do a dope?
No, I'm saying get stay closer to the microphone.
Oh,
Sorry.
So they basically make us like, what's it gonna be next? A shoebox?
Oh my goodness,
You know
I
what I
know,
mean? I can't even fit a single bed in my room.
Single bed?
I can't even fit a single bed in my room.
Oh.
They're charging me $500.
$500.
I don't have to pay it. It's the government that
Of
pays
course,
it, but
yeah.
it goes back in their pocket
Yeah.
at the same time. And the conditions they make us live in are really, really poor. Like they need to invest more money or manage it in a different way. You know what I mean? There needs to be some way. Some buildings are better than others.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'm glad you're doing well. You mentioned, if you don't mind, about you used to have a tent also.
Yeah. I stay up at the Georgia Viaduct.
Well, why do you do that?
Because my room is so small and there's no fresh air. I can't get even any fresh air even with my window open.
I
And it's
understand.
really, really hot in there. And I just like, other than listening to my music, it's like being in a jail cell.
Like a jail cell. Yeah.
My jail cell was bigger. So, it's nice to it's like being on the beach up there with the sand. I've cleaned up all the garbage up there. It took all the rigs out of the ground and the glass and that's up there.
Yeah.
So I can walk around in my bare feet up there, and it's pretty clean. So.
Oh.
There's a couple of us up there, and we really like it, you know what I mean?
Good.
We're trying to keep it nice and clean and not overpopulated,
Sure. Is your place safe? Like, can you store stuff, or can people break in? Let's say if you
I've
had
never had anything stolen in the whole 6 months I've lived there.
Good. What about your apartment? Same thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. And what are your plans for the winter? Like, how do you
I'm gonna get a generator.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And what's your view about you see on Hastings all these poor people, like homeless and just...
I got an apartment for
Yeah.
2 people in the same building
Yeah.
in one day. If you want to get a house
Yes.
or an apartment, if you put your legwork into it,
Yeah.
you'll get one.
Excellent.
But if you just want to waste your time making money to get high and sit in a tent on the corner,
Yeah.
then you're not going to get a house. If you can't handle housing and you're a disturbance to other people, or you're a hoarder, or you're a nuisance, you're not going to get kicked out of everywhere you live, and you're not going to have a place. Half these people couldn't they couldn't be housed.
Oh, I understand. Okay,
They
so
need like special housing for
yeah, yeah. So it's like their attitudes are.
yeah, they have to have a place all to themselves. They don't get along with other people.
Yeah.
It's just,
Oh my
it's
goodness.
just
Would you say mental health, or that's too easy
it's a
to?
bit of mental health,
Yeah.
a bit of addiction, a bit of like, you know.
Okay. What do you think of this
social
harm reduction? Like, I mean, giving free drugs. I mean, it's been a lot of people arguing.
Free drugs aren't going to solve the problem.
Yeah.
It's just going to create more addicts.
I agree. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? We need to get people off of drugs.
Off drugs. Yeah, exactly.
You know what
I agree.
But not by putting them on pharmaceutical drugs.
Sure.
Like they're putting everybody on methadone and on Cadians and Dillies. Everybody just goes and sells their pills. They don't do them.
I know. I
You know
see
what I
that
mean?
sometimes.
So,
Yeah.
like it's fucking retarded. And when people need it, like I've seen a guy that was fell down the side of the mountain and he was in total pain. Like every bone in his body was almost broken, and they made him walk all the way. Like they helped him, but they made him walk to use his credit card. He had to pay $250,000 for a surgery.
Oh my God. Wow, that's cruel, huh?
I know, that is cruel.
Whew. Well, so do you think? Well, do you have any other things to say about the downtown east side? And
I like it. It's beautiful. I
Yeah,
really like
you're
it,
telling me
but
about that.
It needs work. It really needs a lot of work.
Okay.
Like, people need to work together, and the government needs to pay out. They need to, if they want this problem to go away, then they need to put some money into it.
put some money into it.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They need to give us some land.
Yeah.
And give us some enforcers. You know what I mean? Like the police don't seem to do anything around here but cause trouble and rob dealers.
Oh my goodness.
And beat
Yeah.
people up. You know what I mean? They don't really seem to help anything. But I like the last place I'd call. But they need to give us some land and some enforcers. You know, like maybe we should all get together and buy an island.
In terms of your small unit, do you think you can ever get something better, or is it like
Even if
that
I had
trapped?
even if I had the money, I wouldn't live in Vancouver because it's so expensive.
I know. I've been thinking the same thing.
You know,
Like 1,500.
I'd go to Chilliwack or Maple Ridge.
Chilliwack's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I'm thinking on going out east.
I would just wait till I would just get the city to condemn a building and then buy it for cheaper.
Nice. You said you're in Montreal too.
Yeah, I lived in Montreal from 16 to 18.
Wow. And how did you end up here? Just traveling? Or?
I had warrants in Ontario and I
Oh.
had to fuck off.
Okay. Sorry if that's personal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, they're not going to come here to get me, but
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of misdemeanors that added up. And
Sure.
if I went home, like it's so old that they would just lock me up for like a weekend.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Exactly.
nothing to be worried about.
For
but,
sure. For sure.
Like there is no home for me.
I understand.
Like
Yeah.
my mother hasn't sent me a birthday card, a Christmas card in 14 years.
Oh, she Ontario or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Well, is there anything you need to tell the community on
Just to
YouTube?
stick together
Yeah.
and to come together and be strong and we'll work through all this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
There's better
your
days ahead.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time today.
You're welcome.